Welcome to QSJ Radio, digging up the underground.
Thinking about you and I've been thinking about you and I'm thinking about you tonight. Jump outside, I need a bit of you tonight, but I need to press the grind. Thinking about you and boy, this that's a club I can't deny. I'd rather fantasize, can look you in the eyes. I know me, I cannot be alone with me. The ugly beast. I know me, boy, you won't leave, though my heart bleeds. Thinking about you and jump outside. I need a bit of you tonight, but I need to press the grind. Jump outside. I need a bit of you tonight, but I need to press the grind.
Welcome to QSJ Radio's Digging Up the Underground, the show where we uncover the stories, the sound, and the spirit behind today's most compelling underground voices. I'm your host, Traffic Light. Today, we are honored to sit with an artist whose music spans continents, cultures, and emotions. I'm going to get this wrong. The artist's name is Yelé. Okay, probably got it right. I don't know. She'll let me know here in a second. Born in South London, and the roots are all the way to Sierra Leone. She defines the genre with the sound that blends Afro beats, R&B, dancehall, and UK urban textures into rhythms that don't move just feet, they speak to the soul. Her recent releases like Never Let You Down and the heartfelt anthem Outside showcased her lyrical depth and ability to translate personal experience into a universal feeling. In this interview, we're going to dig deeper beyond the songs to understand the journey that made Yelé, I'm going to get corrected, trust me, the creative forces that fuel her sound and the future she's building in a global music landscape. Now, correct me, was it Yelé?
I was quick there. You didn't get it right. It's Yelé.
Yelé?
But you have an accent as well. So it sounds, I feel like you have to allow for people's accents as well.
So it's Yelé?
You were saying it right.
Yelé?
Yelé.
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 Welcome to
Like,
QSJ.
hey, Yelé.
Yelé. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So you and a lot of people have described your sound of blend of like Afro beats, R&B, dancehall, and UK sounds, right? But how did growing up in South London influence that?
I guess South London is like a melting pot, especially where I'm from. I grew up in Brixton, so Brixton is known for having a huge Jamaican culture. The school that I went to, it was like half Black, half Latina. And so within that, you had a lot of people from Africa, whether it was Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, wherever it was, and then a lot of Caribbean people as well. But I would say probably mainly Jamaicans. So it was just all I knew, really. My dad is a dancer, my mum is a DJ, so I grew up in and around the music anyway. So it was always going to be weaved into who I am. And then obviously, I feel like the UK is starting to build our own Black British culture as well. So out of that, you have the influences of the Caribbean, because our slang in the UK is heavily influenced by Jamaican patois. As well as different pidgin sayings that we say in Africa, whether it's because pidgin is sort of like a universal language, I guess, that we all kind of speak in different parts of Africa. You have your own little dialects within like the major countries, and then obviously your own languages as well, but pidgin spreads throughout. And so that has kind of seeped into Black British culture and has become a part of who I am.
Can you take us back? I know mom and dad has been part of the industry somewhat.
Yeah.
Dad with a dancer, mom's DJ. It's usually reverse. So shout out to that.
Yeah.
Can you take us back to that first moment that you knew music wasn't just something that you liked and wanted to be part of, like, what was going on?
Um, as in like to pursue it as a career or
Yeah,
something that I just,
yeah. I mean, everybody likes music, hopefully, right?
yeah.
But like something that you
Um,
wanted to do versus, just having a playlist.
I think I always had a idea that it was something I wanted to do. I think whether or not that could be my reality, that was the thing. So I
Mm.
remember as young as 6 when I was in primary school, we would do like performances. And I remember when Beyonce Crazy in Love came out, and I wanted to dress up and make a wig and get an outfit that looked similar to hers and perform at our school show. And I could remember thinking to myself, oh yeah, I could be like Beyonce. But I think back then there was a detachment from celebrity culture that we don't have now. I think everything with the influencer culture, everything is so much more accessible. Whereas when I was growing up, that felt like a different world completely. And I think as I grew older, because I learnt different instruments, I started producing music, writing my own songs, etc. As I was growing, and then it kind of just turned into a hobby, and I started recording my own music. And it was when I was studying actually at university, and a friend of mine was like, if you don't release a song, at least send it to me so I can listen to it in my own time. And I was like, you know what? What if I actually did start recording and releasing? And so I started recording more. And it was last year. Unfortunately, my aunt passed away, but looking back on her life, it was a huge reflective moment for me because I had just started my career. I was pursuing a career in construction in project management.
Oh,
And
wow.
although it was something I had worked towards for so long, I had graduated top of my class with my degree and everything. I just felt like I wasn't fully enjoying the career. And I didn't know if it was because I just thought once I start working, maybe things might change, and that didn't change, or maybe I hadn't given myself enough time. And after she passed, I was looking at her life and thinking about all the different things that she had achieved. And she was just a miraculous woman. Like, she completely against the grain. She was
Mm.
like one of the only blacks within her class. She was an engineer. Um, uh, she worked at Mars Confectionery, which is like a huge chocolate brand in the UK.
Okay.
And she was instrumental in creating one of the machines that creates Maltesers, which is a chocolate that everyone loves. And so all of these accolades that I was looking at over her life and just thinking, wow, like she really did something completely different, and she followed her path and she ran the race well. And I thought to myself, do I see myself still pursuing a career within construction in the next 30, 40 years? And I just thought, no, I
Wow.
already know. Um, and so I went away. I was in the Gambia and I spent a lot of time because I love the beach. My full name is Yelé, which means the tide conveys glory. And so I love being near water, and it really grounds me and brings me peace. And I think at that time in my life, I was very conflicted on what I wanted to do, and especially dealing with my aunt's passing. And I spent a lot of time reflecting, and I just thought to myself, what would make me happy? What if I could do anything, what would it be? And it always comes back to music. Even when I look throughout my life, there's been so many times where I've been redirected to music. And this was just yet another redirection. And so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna be bold and I'm gonna start putting myself out. And so I released my first single in April last year, and then another one in May. And actually, when I did that, I was actually in Jamaica because unfortunately another aunt had passed, and so we had
Oh,
gone over for
wow.
her funeral. And my dad, I had said to my dad before that I want to go to Jamaica and pursue stuff music wise out there, and he said to me, "Well, we're going for the funeral, so you can use it as an opportunity as well to see what you can do music wise." And so I was there for 2 weeks and I got so much done. I ended up shooting a music video, which literally fulfilled the inner child within me. And I just thought, you know what? This is what I want to be doing. It felt so empowering to like find myself and my path in that moment. And so I went back to work, and I felt like I couldn't work and I couldn't create because I was just stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
And I think it was because I had been introduced to the lifestyle that I want to be living, and then I went back to the reality of what
Yeah.
my life actually
You went
was.
to the weekend break, which
Yeah. So after
wow.
that,
Wow.
I said to myself, you know what? I want to go to Jamaica. I want to spend more time there. I've always wanted to learn Jamaica for myself and experience it without being taken around by family members. So I tried to get some time from work where I could go for a month or so, and they blocked it. So I said, okay, I'm going to leave. And I left. I went to Jamaica for about 2 months. I went by myself. I stayed with my auntie, but she just let me do my own thing. I was in and out, going to the dance hall parties, linking up with different producers, and just paving my own way. And it was a life-changing trip for me. And I was so grateful and thankful that I had that experience. But I'm not looking back now. The only thing that I'm looking to is the top.
Well, if you guys are just tuning in, we have Yelé here talking to us about how basically you found inspiration through grief and
Yeah.
taking these opportunities and looking at the strong women in your life, like your aunts, and taking their stories and inputting into them. Would they be proud of me, kind of thing, right? And going in. Now, let me tell you. So this is less than a year career.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. I have looked you up, and it looks like you've been doing this for a while. Okay. So
I
I
know you
don't
said
know
that.
if it was drama class back in the day. I don't know what it was, but on point. Socials is on point. Things like that. I was wondering, like, I was like, wait, everything is good. And then, like Facebook, but, people are trying to stir away from Facebook, but they say keep it because people are still on there. And then I'm like, oh, man. And now I'm finding this out that this is something that's new and you're like a natural. All right. So shout out to that. And I've been doing this for a long
Thank
time.
you.
I've been doing this for a long time. So I introduced the podcast with the song Outside, Thinking of You. And it has resonated with the listeners around like heartbreak and healing. What was this emotional starting point for this track here? Because I think this is a breakthrough track for you.
Yeah. That is exactly that, heartbreak and healing. That point in my life, I had been working. I had been through a lot at that point. I was working and I left a job, and I broke up with my ex. And when I wrote the song, I was actually on a training week with the new company that I had just joined. And so at the end of August every year, in the UK, we have the biggest street party in Europe, actually. It's called Notting Hill Carnival. And I remember finishing training on that day. I logged off and I thought to myself, oh, so what am I going to do this evening? Because there was no one home. All of my friends were out at Carnival. It was too late to get up and go to Carnival. And I just didn't know what to do with myself because when you're fresh out of a breakup, you kind of you're in limbo a bit.
Yeah.
And so I thought to
Kind
myself,
of
you
like
know what?
who was wrong, who was right, kind of this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's so much going through your head and you're just trying to process it all at once. So I thought to myself, let me try and write something. And so I went on YouTube and I found a beat and I was just listening to the song, and I wrote and I recorded that song in about 2, maybe 3 hours, because I wrote it and I was like, oh my gosh, like I recognized straight away that this could be something. And I called one of my friends and I was like, I need you to listen to it. And I literally sang it to him over the phone. He was like, yeah, this is nice. So I called my engineer and I was like, are you by any chance free at the moment? He was like, yeah, I didn't go to Carnival. I said, I'm coming, wait for me. And then got a cab down to him, got in the studio, recorded it within an hour. And I literally, the song as it is exactly that. I didn't touch it up again since
Wow.
that day.
Ain't
And
no way.
I wrote that in 2022. And so that was like, it had always been one of my favorite songs. And I that was the song in particular. I said when my friend said to me, if you don't release that song, send it to me so I can listen to it. And so in me releasing new music, I was like, this song has to come out. Like it's one of my favorite. It means so much to me because I wrote it at such a time where I felt so conflicted. And for me, it was kind of like a crutch for me because there's the idea of being conflicted and going over things in your mind through the process. But by the end of the song, I kind of realized that I need to live my own life and I can't be stuck to you to if I want to do that. And that's exactly what I did at that time. I remember I started the new job, I got back into the gym, and I decided that I wanted to go back to university to finish my degree. And so I was working a full-time job and I had 2 days off in the week. And I configured it so that those 2 days were the 2 days that I went into university. So I was literally just flat out for the last 2 years of my degree. And I changed my life around. I lost so much weight. Well, not so much weight. It's not that I was overweight,
Were you
but I
happy
got
with it,
very
right?
fit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it really changed my mental health as well. When by the time I was leaving university, everyone knows that the job market is so difficult, and I had applied for a number of different roles, and I just got a call one day. Someone called and said, "Oh, are you still interested in this role?" And I said, "Yes, but apologies, I've applied to many roles. Could you just identify which company you're calling from?" And when she called the name of the company, Turner and Townsend, it's one of the major companies within construction. And so I was the only one out of my class that graduated with a role. I graduated at the top of my class with a first class degree. Coming from where I first started out, where I had no direction, I didn't know what I was going to do. I just started this new job trying to find something, and I literally changed everything. And I think people always say, oh, they get into the gym for revenge bodies and things like that. But I think at the base of everything that you do, you have to be there. You can't do things for other people. Other people cannot make you happy unless you make yourself happy first. Other people cannot love you unless you love yourself first. And I think that is the journey that I have been on over the past couple of years, and even this journey. So this year, we've branded it as Becoming Yelé, because the journey that I'm taking you guys on is the journey of me becoming the international superstar that I've always supposed to be. And so every month we have a new chapter.
All right.
And the chapter corresponds with a song that I will be putting out. So there's going to be regular release of music. I've made so much. I think the music that I've made historically has been good, but the music that I have made whilst in Jamaica and since I've come back is another level. And so I'm genuinely really excited to share it with people. I've had some collaborations with some artists who are established. And as you said, this is a new career for me. So to be able to get those opportunities so early on,
it is bananas.
I'm just excited for how Jenny's going to take off.
It is bananas. Watching this, and I'm sitting here like, wait, hold on. Shorty's been doing her thing, blah, blah. And it come out, and this is like, what? New? This is... And you're right. A lot of people do not get these opportunities early on because how serious can someone be at that stage, right? Is this going to work out for me and things like that? But now I'm thinking about this. You're out there in the UK and you make this album while you're in Jamaica. Not that I want to be the first one to say it, but how do you study the roots of Jamaican music? Because you're almost bringing that into what you got going on. Because it's different when you're going to a party, right? At a house, you're listening, boom, 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 versus actually being in the studio, making sure that you don't basically disrespect the genre, you know? Has that been something that you've been doing? Because that's, it's almost as if you're like, how do you take the London and Jamaican roots and put them together? Because it's so different than, yeah. Shout out to the background, urban background, full Jamaican. We got spots out here. New York, I'm from New York, so Queens is like that. I get it, right?
You know.
You know what I mean? I already know. And so, you know, you got these different parts, but now you're in the studio. You know what I'm saying? You're in the studio. You know what Lay's chips is. Like, you know what these things are. Like, you know your own modern being. Now you got to go back in the roots and make sure that you don't disrespect a genre, because though there was an upbringing, you're really not from there. You have a root there, right?
So for me, I have a completely different take on that. I'm very much rooted in my culture, and although I wasn't born there, I am a Jamaican. I have been exposed to my culture since birth. The first holiday that I took was to Jamaica. I was 18 months old. So I am very much rooted and in the know of what is going on in my culture. And as I said, my dad is a dancer. So his dance background, it spans across Africa as well as Jamaica. And he's actually, he holds a PhD, and his study was looking into the spirituality and the origins of the traditional Jamaican dances and how that has then stemmed and spread through dancehall culture. So you may look at someone in a dancehall setting and see them dancing, and my dad will look at that and see how that has rooted back to our traditional dances.
I got a brother dancer, so I know what you're saying, because they shout out to those that pay attention to dance the way that you're supposed to. You bring in a feeling into your choreography and have a visual kind of thing. You're bringing them into either the past, present, or the future. Trust me, I've seen my brother do this. He does it in the Caribbean Afro type of thing. And I'm like, bro, did you just take me to church? Like, what did he? You're supposed to dance salsa real quick, right? He's like, nah, I had to bring it in, and I totally get it now. You know, because if it's instilled, and if you know you're mentioning mom and dad, that means that you've been lectured a few times, and lectures come with cultural stuff, right? Like, this is why things are the way they are, and things like that. So yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful answer there. Yeah.
I think for me, it's not something that I've learned. It's something that's instilled within me, because I think growing up, we used to go to rehearsals with my dad and see things behind the scene as well as the final production of things. As I said, my mum's a DJ, so her knowledge spans across all the different genres. And as a child, we used to do things like create an art gallery at home, and children are normally playing house and things like that. Me and my sister were putting together art galleries and getting my parents to walk around. I remember.
Oh, that's fire! What?
Yeah, we had a fun childhood. After school, when I was learning the violin, I used to come home and my granddad would say to me, "Oh, put on a concert for me and show me what you've learned." And I grew up in an orchestra. I learned that instrument within an orchestra. So when I say that these things are instilled within me, it's like a second nature to me. And even the way
that I create music. Shout out to Grandpa. Because let me tell you, I tried one time to tell my kids, hey, go ahead and play together. And they looked at me in disgust. It was like, well, I'm not going to do that anymore. You know what I mean? So many opportunities. But anyways.
Yeah.
I want to take a quick break real quick. I want to introduce the Never Let Down. This is also with the Gideon, right?
Yes, Never Letting Down featuring the Gideon.
And we'll come back right after that and talk about things that are going on now
it's
on QHradio.com.
Hey, Yelé, make them know I go on, baby.
Cause I have a dream, and I can't stop. Never letting down, down, down. See me on the screen, in the plaza. Never letting down, down, down. Cause I have a dream, I'm in a flop. Never letting down, down, down. See me on the screen, adding commas. Never letting down, down, down. It's any money more. And if you pick it wrong, return to go. But if you really tryna grow, better get with it, ain't no time to choke. My life is fading, it's going crazy, and God can save me. This is the moment, get it 'cause I'm going. This is the moment, can't you see I'm flowing? the screen.
Yeah.
In the plaza. Never letting down, down, down. Cause I have a dream. I'm in our flop. Never letting down, down, down. See me on the screen. And in corners. Never letting myself down.
I have a dream, like Martin Luther King. We are tour around the world and I roll with team. Whatever you believe is what you will achieve. So buckle up your belt, me say roll up your sleeve. Got to get the work, so put your shoulder to the wheel. Can't reap no fruit if you're not plant no seed. Big sound string up, can you hear me through the speakers? Step up on the stage.
We talked about the collaborations and the opportunities that you're getting, but I'm trying to figure out, like, you kind of went in right here, right? Like testing your own vocals and things like that, going to bring you in, because you know Gideon is going to come in and he's gonna wow out. So, like, the new collaborations, are they scary? Because these are, I know that you have such a big musical background, family background, but then there's like a stranger that comes in out of nowhere, and either, you pursued it or they pursued it. Things come together, and either you're in the studio or not in the studio. I know how digital age is here. Sometimes you don't even meet each other, but is that a nerve-wracking kind of thing?
Not for me. I think I'm very much in my own lane. Everyone is in their own lane, so I can only do what I can do. And I believe in what I can do, so I don't ever let someone else's influence or notoriety influence or impact how I perform. I can only do my best. And that's one thing my granddad always used to say to me: just do your best. We can never expect any more. And that's something I've always carried in everything I do, whether that's academics or music. And I think that's exactly what I've done in the music with this collaboration in particular. It just happened organically. We were both in the studio one day, sitting down talking, and then we started listening to a few beats, and then this one came on. And I said to him, hold on, put that one on loop. And so he put it on loop, and I started writing, and then he was like, so do you want to do something together? I said, yeah, because he could hear what I was singing. The way that I write my music is I will listen to the beat and I will start to sing along, or the melodies start to form. And then from those melodies, I think about, how is the beat making me feel? What do I want to tell on this beat? And that's how the lyrics then come along. So he was hearing this process live. And just before all of this started, he literally said to me, you need to write a song for the young kids coming up, something inspirational for them, keeping them off the streets and telling them that there's opportunities and possibilities out there for them. And so that's how this came around. And then he started writing his. And so about 10 minutes later, I was like, let me hear what we've got. So I started singing, obviously, because I'm bringing in the song.
Yeah.
He came with his verse. I said, we need to record this right now. And so we were at Jehovah Evil Studio, and it's the twin brothers, Sela and the Gideon. And Sela wasn't there. Sela is the producer, the Gideon, the artist, obviously. So we were trying to call Sela and say, can you come back? We need you. We got to record this. And he didn't end up coming that day. So I came back the next day and I said, we need to get this down. Yeah. So it just came together.
Before it leaves.
Yeah, exactly.
People don't know.
You get an idea.
People don't know when you're writing songs on the fly. You want it done, because if not, like, it goes away. You forget.
Yeah, literally.
And even though you wrote it down, it's the melodies and things that made you feel the way that you feel that they end up just disappearing. It's crazy.
Exactly that. So what I do when I am writing, I record everything. So a lot of the music that I have now, you can actually listen to me listening to that beat for the first time. Ooh. And how I naturally react. And a lot of the times there might be all 10 different melodies that I come up with, and out of that, there's 2 or 3 that I actually use on the song. So it is actually interesting to look back and see how the song is put together in that sense. But it was just a natural progression with that song. And I think we both came together really well, and it produced a
It
beautiful
was
song.
pretty nice song. I mean,
Thank you.
I know the chat went crazy. Shout out to the chat. The if you guys want to know where to get that, you can Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify, Yelé. Just look up Yelé. This is Yelé. Most of your social medias. So your voice, and we've noticed, and I'm sure people have noticed in that's listening in, it moves from softness and power. I'm trying to figure out how much of that is natural versus something that you have to like put in, like put in work for. So right now I'm like calm and chill. I might seem like a cool guy, but as soon as I click off, my unnatural self comes out, which is, a very stern kind of person. And it's hard to be that person. Is there a part of music that is hard for you to do, but that's the type, that's where I have to be. Like, that's how I have to perform.
I would say no, simply because I'm very intentional in how I'm showing up. And so how I show up is exactly who I am. There's no facades, there's no fakeness to it. It's just how I am. That being said, the way I'm talking to you right now, if I was talking to someone from South London, I may sound a little bit different, because everyone always says that I sound a little bit more prim and proper when I'm talking to someone who isn't from the UK.
Because you don't know. Because you don't know. You got to figure it out first, You got to figure it out. I get it.
Yeah. But in terms of performance, I think the softness and the strength that you're talking about is exactly how I want to be portrayed as an artist. I think there are a lot of female artists that are out at the moment, whether they're rappers or singers. I think the industry has been highly sexualized, and I don't judge anyone. I love people for who they are and how people present themselves. That's how I take you. As long as you're kind-hearted and there's positive intentions behind it, I don't fault anyone for just being themselves. But I also am cautious of, there's a generation coming up that are looking at these artists, influencers, and everyone that they're seeing on a daily basis, and they're then projecting those images onto themselves and wanting to become like that. They may genuinely just progress into that trope naturally, but I think a lot of the times there are people trying to fit themselves into boxes that aren't for them. And so my intention is to be an example of different. You don't have to be a cookie cutout.
Cookie cutter artist. You don't got to look like somebody else. Sound like somebody else. Definitely don't sound like anybody. So shout out to Yelé on that. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So we kind of discussed how writing new music usually comes from like feelings. How does the beat make you feel and things like that. And I wanted to like ask that earlier, but now I'm kind of curious. What feeling do you have, even though this might sound like really weird, what feeling do you believe you have that makes the best music? So you get what I'm saying? Like, I like feeling like this, but only when I'm making a song. I don't like feeling like this like all the time,
Yeah. That is a really good question. Let me think.
Because I don't know. For me, if I got like a happy song, it's gonna come out cheesy. It's just gonna be cheesy. So how do you know what I mean? If it's a sad song, we know it's gonna come with emotion, and you try to stick to the sadness versus like sometimes I'll hear songs like really in depth, and I'll see the first lyric is super sad, the second lyric is sad, and then the third is kind of like you breaking out of the sadness. Like, no, we got to stick to the emotion here. I want to continue feeling this way. Do you have a feeling that you have like, okay, I'm good, I'm gonna write while I'm thinking of that?
I think the best way to answer that question would be to say that the best feelings that I'm getting is when the lyrics are authentic to how I'm feeling. So like Outside, that's exactly how I was feeling when I was writing that song. Never Letting Down, that was exactly how I was feeling, because that was written in Jamaica, that first trip, when I was feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm getting an experience of the life that I want to live. And I don't ever want to stop. I'm going to make sure that I get it. And so that's how that feeling and the song came out. I think I always say that all of my songs are kind of like diary entries. I want the people that listen to my music to feel seen, and for them to relate to the music and think, oh, do you know what? I've been through something similar. And so I understand where she's coming from when I'm listening to her singing about these different things. And I think that is how the feeling then relates, because each and every song is a specific diary piece that I'm writing about how I'm feeling in that moment, the thoughts that I may have. And don't get me wrong, there are days where I may write 5 songs, and obviously I'm not feeling every single I'm not feeling that way in every single song. But I think when I'm truly feeling an emotion and it just comes out in terms of I'm just letting out my feelings. I think those are the songs that I love the most.
Big shout out to everybody listening. We're talking to Yelé here. And man, we're talking crazy, because you would think, right? Dancehall, Afro beats, R&B, you know, kind of dancing around. But if you pay attention, there's a lot of emotion in these things, man. There's a lot of emotions going on. Your perspective from your first release till now is a different road here. And again, you seem to have, to me, and I've been doing this right here for like 20 years, okay? You can always tell when somebody is taking their craft serious, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to figure out your perspective on how the music industry is when you first started versus now. What does that look like? Even though it's still new. Like,
yeah. I think for me, when I first started out, everything was completely new. I was experiencing everything firsthand. But I think also I had a lot of intel because I have a few cousins who are music managers and work within the industry in different capacities. So I've heard and learned from them. And so I've seen things through their lens. And I'm always the type of person where I want to experience things for myself. You may tell me something, but until I experience it myself, I can't then make a full opinion on it. And I think I spent a lot of time doing everything by myself. And so I didn't have all the interactions that people would tell me about, oh, this may happen, or you might come across this type of person. I think when I went to Jamaica and made all of those connections, that's when things completely changed for me, because I had people that were just looking out for me, people that genuinely believed in me and just wanted to push me. And I felt a lot of love. And I just felt to myself that I'm not naive, obviously. This isn't, I can't generalize it to the whole industry, but there are truly people who care about talent and care about good music and care about people and want to help in whichever way they can. I think Jamaica, we're just known for being that type of people. We help however way we can.
Yeah.
But just to feel that love, knowing that I'm coming from somewhere completely different, and you are like opening your arms up to me and embracing me fully. The love that I've received, it has completely changed my view on how to deal with people. And I think I came to into things very guarded.
Oh, nice. That's how I was just thinking of that. I was just thinking of that. You went to university where you filled with rooms of different people, different backgrounds, different realnesses, and different fakenesses, right? So you just kind of like don't know where the trust is in humanity. Yeah. A lot of people don't understand that. When you go to these places and you got a mosh pit of people in the same place, it's you're like, oh, what the hell is this? So it's crazy when you go right into something that have never done before, and they're protecting you now.
Definitely. And I think also especially coming from the industry that I was coming from, the construction industry,
The cutthroat
as a
industry.
project manager,
The
you
cutthroat industry.
literally have, as a Black woman within a project management role, we were literally told from the very beginning that you were going to walk onto site or you were going to head up a project and people are not going to want to listen to you, A, because you're a woman, B, because you're Black. And so it's about learning to just take up space, but also keep yourself guarded so that you can remain in control and do what you need to do without people belittling you. And so I felt like I had to carry that into the music as well so that people wouldn't mess with me, because there's a different type of scenario going on in the music industry, but it all roots from the same concept essentially. And I think I'm a Christian, and so for me, I always say as a Christian, my one duty is to love people, to show people God's love through how I treat others. And that's something that I will always want people to take away when they come across me, when they meet me, to feel something from how I interact.
Now,
And so
I don't want to be funny about it, but that's a United Kingdom Christian, because American Christians are not the same. I'm just saying that right now. I gotta say that. But anyways, I'm so sorry. It's just a weird world out here now. So, and I don't know how that's impacting your music and how you view things, because we cannot run from current events. People used to be able to lock themselves away for a while and things like that. Is literally just, I feel like it's thrown in our face. How is things going on in the world, especially the last year? You know, I would think that after the pandemic, we would be kumbayaing, realizing that the aliens are coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to hold it on to each other. But now it's like people are just hoping the aliens come. Like, it is like bananas right now. I don't know how that has impacted you. Especially now that, you know, you want to go down to the Caribbean, but now there's probably a war outside in about like a couple of months.
Yeah. I exactly what I just said. I think just showing that love even more so, because you don't know what people are going through. Everyone is living life with their own issues, and although someone may present themselves all put together, their things might be crumbling behind closed doors. And I think just being kind to people is so important, even if it's just smiling at someone. You may be the first person to smile at them for days. And I've had instances where I've done small things that I didn't even, sometimes it's just a reaction. I don't even realize I'm doing it. And someone has come up to me and said, "Oh, I remember when you did X, Y, and Z for me." And I'm like, that's just how I am. That's how I want people to feel. And
nice.
It's like paying things forward. Not everything has to benefit you, as long as you're not hurting yourself and missing out on things. But it is nice to be nice. And I think that's important, especially in this world that we're living in. It's a crazy world. Just leaving your house and coming back home safe is a blessing in and of itself.
Yeah.
So just being thankful for all of the small things. Like, I think we are generally just a selfish world at the moment. It's every man for themselves. And I was saying to my mum yesterday, because in the UK it's really cold at the moment. I know New York is next level cold.
Oh, well, I'm in Virginia, so I'm just from New York. But
right.
Yeah. But I feel you on the cold. I feel you on the cold.
Yeah, I can't take the cold. And I was literally saying to my mum, like, it's freezing. I came home from the gym yesterday and it took me 2 hours to warm back up again. And I said to her, I can't imagine what people who are homeless are feeling like, because I can run home and be cold inside my home, but you are cold in the cold and there's nowhere for you to run to. And so in the small things where I'm complaining about being cold inside of my house, I can be grateful that I'm in a house, that I have heating, that I have clothes on my back that can keep me warm. And it may seem like nothing to others, but it is a blessing. And I think you always have to be grateful for the small things in life.
You know what? Shout out to Mom. Because if you got the nice version, shout out to Mom, because I would have been like, get a fucking blanket. Like, are you kidding me? Like, let's get serious, bro. Like, it's literally that. There are so many other situations that we can be in, and that we try to help all humanity, because it could be a different kind of situation. It's crazy. I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, like, there's no breaking this version of, like, I don't even know if you deal with hate for real. And if you do, you probably know how to bypass that anyway. For something that's non-musical, let's talk about that real quick. Your favorite, like, non-musical ritual or practice that keeps you grounded creatively. What do you do?
I would say, like, going for walks. I love going up. I love being outside and just being around nature. When I first started university, I used to live on the coast of the UK, and it's very hilly there. And so I remember in first year, everyone goes through that broke student phase, and I used to live on campus, and so everyone used to come to my house after classes. And so we would do things in the house and dance around, and after a while it got boring. And I remember we literally every week everyone would be calling me saying, "Oh, what are we doing this Friday?" And I'd say, "Oh, let's just go on a walk." And there would literally be like 20 of us just go for a hike, and we built so many memories from that. But I find, like, when I walk by myself, I just take it as time to just hear and be still in the world and be present in what is going on right now. And a lot of the times when I may walk on the road to get to, like, a park or something like that, but once I get to the park, I take out my AirPods and I just take in what's going on around me. And I'm very present in that. I listen to the birds and the trees and things like that. And I think just appreciating where you are right now and being present in that, people are so quick to move on to the next thing in life.
Yeah. Shout out to nature. I love that as well. But I tried that one time. And let me tell you a story, right? So astronomy is kind of like a hobby I got into, but not into.
Yeah.
But here we gotta catch things late at night. Late, like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, especially, light pollution, all this other stuff, right? I'm sitting there, I'm listening. I got the camera up. It's got exactly what I'm going. And then nature starts going crazy. Like somebody is killing something in the back. And I'm like, yo, what was that, bro? And so I don't go outside in the dark by myself. I don't do that. And the wife, which is a strong woman I have, she goes, "It's nature, bro." And I'm like, that's wrong. And it was like, but it's nature. So, but the park's different, right? The park is like almost everybody's there to play and cheer, even the squirrels, the birds, and things like that. Is like crazy. And of course, it's daylight, right? But anyways, shout out to nature. But sometimes nature, not with me though. Not with me.
Definitely get what you mean, because we have a lot of foxes in the UK. So at nighttime, you hear them, and I'm just thinking, what's going on out there? Like, why do you have to make so much noise?
Bro, can't. I'm scared of them. I'm scared of them. I'm scared of them.
Me too.
What unexpected lesson have you learned, either by leaving, coming back, touring, performing live? What has that taught about you, yourself, or your art? Because if it's been a little bit of a time, and of course, it's like, let's put music together. Let's put music out. Let's put music together. Let's put music out. You did the video and you was in La La Land. I could tell that you was like, could still feel it because it's still fresh. And the video is fire, by the way. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you go to YouTube. This is Yelé on YouTube and most places. What have you taught? Like, what's unexpected lesson have you learned?
I think by far is to just be bold. I think especially in the UK, we have everyone always talks about this politeness that we have. We're great at queuing and things like that. But I think Americans in particular, you guys are bold. You say things as is.
It is.
And I think
We are non-nice people. I'll tell you that. That is the nicest way of saying y'all not nice, bro. Like even though you didn't mean it like that, like I'm gonna take that. Like
no, because I think the boldness is very important. I think there's opportunities that I've got just from artsing, and a former version of me would have been scared and thought, oh no, but it's impolite to just come out. But the worst that someone can say is no. I got a collab because I said to an artist, oh, I like this. Can we collab? And he said, yeah, I'm gonna give you a song. So it's really taught me. And I think especially being in Jamaica for 2 months by myself, you have to learn to be bold, because Jamaican people, as I said, they're not easy. So you have to learn how to stand up for yourself. And because there's times where I've been in places and had I not said anything, things would have gone completely differently. So I think, yeah, definitely being bold has been something that has taught me a lot about myself and who I am.
Big shout out to everybody listening. We're going to take one more break here. I want to get everybody to this Make Me Feel. I believe this is one of your newest singles.
Yeah,
It's out right now. I want to talk about the perspective of this when we come back, because it's like you just keep coming with hit after hit after hit. And I'm like, bro, like there's no way. I'm still bugging out because I'm finding out that we're just getting started, which is beyond crazy. This is Yelé, Make Me Feel on QSJRadio.com.
Yeah, Weezer. Yeah, Weezer. Yeah, Weezer.
Ranking music.
Yeah, feel it when you walk, even in the way you talk, baby. Can't you keep your eyes on me? Baby, when I'm gone, got me feeling so lost. My feelings rooted down so deep, cause you want it all of me. Feel like you're a part of me. Got you in my heart, we cannot be apart from him. Will it be alright if I'm yours for life? Baby, you know that I am falling. You thought I just might when you saw my light, and you said that you were all in. Cause you want it all of me. Feel like you're a part of me. Got you in my heart, we cannot be apart from him. I'm so entwined, got you locked up on my mind. Time feels so right.
Make Me Feel, available on Spotify right now. And I believe you released it everywhere else, right?
Yeah, whichever is your streaming platform, it's there.
A lot of, I want to talk about this streaming platform decision making. Some people, I probably told you, like if you put it here, you put it there, you're not going to make any money. Or you do this, you do that, whatever. The way that I realized that you took that information and ran with it was exactly what you said. Whatever your streaming platform is, you need to make it available to everybody. Just because you got something on Spotify, the people that don't go to Spotify miss out on who you are. So when artists are thinking, oh, I forgot to tell you, I'd go on these little rants. So it's because I've been doing this so long. But it's nothing towards you. It's just something that I want people to open up to. That if people do not use YouTube, okay, even it might sound weird, but some people don't. And people do not use Spotify. And they got a phone and they subscribe to Apple and they want to get their music from Apple, right? Or same thing with the Androids and everything like that. You have to make it available. Does it really matter how much money you get back from them? The purpose is to have your music reach the masses. And as people don't know, unsigned artists pay for that. And if you understand, like, listen, I really believe in my stuff. This is what we're going to do. We're going to put our stuff on here. I can care less if I get a check back. That is more rewarding after the fact. The rewarding part is getting listeners and getting people that impact or share some story or something like that with the message that I'm portraying in this song, versus getting the money will come, right? Or if it's not about money, then the message needs to be sent. So I really don't like it when I hear artists, and this is for a lot of you angry artists out there, I'm not putting my stuff on these platforms because I don't get any money. No, you don't get any money because you're not popping. Okay. And let's get serious. You don't, like, if you worried about the bread coming from these places that they owe you, the only reason, and I'm going to say it like I told a few people back in, somebody asked me a real weird question. Why do these platforms want your music muted in your videos? It's because you're storing copyright information on their stuff, right? It's not your website. So these platforms, when they owe you money, is because you bring people to them. That's when they owe you money. So if you are bringing listeners to Spotify, then Spotify owes you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being the talent that you are. Here's the way that we could repay you. If you can't look at it like that, then I got another industry that you can get into. It's called talking crap, because that's all you're doing. But anyways, now Yelé, you killing it. You're killing it.
Thank you. So I definitely agree with what you're saying though, because that's exactly my viewpoint. I believe in my music. I know it's good. I'm starting out. I need everyone to hear it. I'm waiting for the world to catch up with me and my belief. So, and I also believe that music is supposed to be shared. You're not supposed to gatekeep it and keep it to yourself. So even when I am big and popping, I still will be doing the same thing so that people can reach it any which way they can. And real artists know that streaming isn't your major payout anyway. There's other ways of making money within music. So for me, the money thing is not what I'm chasing after. I'm chasing after people finding out about me and tapping into me and listening to my music. And if that means that I have to share it on 50 different DSPs so that people can access it, then that's what I'm going to do.
Bro, I'm mad hype. I'm going to tell you why I'm hype. The DSP, okay? Like, you are involved, and these cats that have been involved 15 something years do not even know what that acronym means, which is crazy. Because it's been there even before they started. I'm not even gonna tell them the secret. They're gonna have to look it up. But anyways, it's not even a secret. It's not even a secret. It's not even that serious.
It's not, it's common knowledge.
It's really that simple. But the thing that I want you to understand, I've been doing this for a long time. And when I went and researched and did a bunch of things, she got it going on. Okay, killing it. Shout out to, and then when I'm hearing the inside scoop is you telling me who helped you along the way. And to know that you're not in a room locked up, putting your emotions into a song. You're out there asking questions. People are throwing advice at you. Some probably you didn't want, but then you take it anyway. It's because it's starting to make sense. You're starting to realize what worked for people, what didn't. Are people talking to me in a way that, hey, I'm gonna let you know this because it didn't work for me, but try it anyway. But go this route in case that happens. If somebody leaves you at a fork, if somebody leaves you at a dead end, what is that? Right? Like, what kind of advice is that? It's not real. And so when I'm getting this inside scoop, you're absorbing the industry is very different than, what you were pursuing for your whole educational career. And you're probably killing it in that too. So, shout out to that. But you take a lot of everything that you do serious. You do not take for granted those trips over the Atlantic Ocean back to where it all started to come back to reality, even though it's like, oh man, that was not supposed to feel like a vacation. It feels more of home than it does a vacation. But then when you come back, you're like, oh my God, did I really do this to myself? You're taking those things and realizing where, and you're not making this look like a job. And I appreciate you for that. Because as soon as somebody feels like art is a job, then you feel like you need to, it's a customer service. This is not about people's feelings. These are about mine. And shout out to everybody that you have collaborated with, stood in the studio with. Shout out to the ex for giving you some energy for some songs. Okay. I know. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I apologize. But finally, let's talk about this looking ahead part. Because we're here and I love that we're in the middle. We're part of so many people that are watching you develop and become what you believe, because we believe. We already believed that you were there. So this is exactly how you presented us. When you look ahead, what chapter of your artistic journey are you eager to most write about next?
I think for me, I'm just excited to travel the world. I think from what I've seen from stats on the back end, my music has gone to places that I've never even thought of going. I love traveling, and I'm going to turn 30 in a couple years, and I've said I want to reach 30 countries before I reach that age. And I'm well on the way now, but I see music as a vessel to take me to all of these different places, to interact with people, to learn their cultures, to collab with people within those spaces, and just expand and see how I can expand as an artist. I love all types of music, so I would love to collaborate with artists from all around the world, within their genres and within mine as well, and seeing how we can shapeshift music to create new sounds. And so that's what I'm most excited about, being able to see the world and experience the world through the music.
It is so amazing to, like, you guys don't understand. I'm really trying to make people understand this. For somebody who's not even 12 months in, okay, you already got thousands of listeners on Spotify. And that's just the only one other than YouTube that can tell you what unique listeners are there, right? So you don't even know what's going on the other spots. Sometimes you could tell your analytics, but sometimes those are like confusing, right? They're like, everybody's amazing stuff. Your stuff is getting all over the place. If the Caribbean didn't need anybody right now, it is going to be you. It is crazy. I appreciate the humbleness that you have right now. And I know that you're protecting yourself. It's just part of the nature. It's just part of the culture. I do have 5 funny questions. Can we get into something like hilarious?
Yeah. I'm ready.
Because, yo, it is so serious, Yelé. Thank you so much for coming on to QSJ Radio. I'm going to ask you a funny question, non-musical, and hopefully they reveal something else about you, okay? What is a total normal adult task that you still feel widely unqualified to do?
Oh, I think the biggest one is having children. I feel like if I had a child right now, I still would feel like I'm having a teenage pregnancy. And I don't think that's going to change.
Oh my.
Honestly, I feel like having children is such a big, like, that's such a big torch to carry. You have a whole life that you have to care for. And when, by God's grace, when I am blessed with children, I'd want to do everything that I can for those children. But that feels very serious.
Bro, it is. It is. I'm not going to say, I want to say this without, like, I'm just say do not recommend.
I'm gonna just say that. If your life had a low budget reality show moment, all right,
Mhm.
what would the episode be called?
Making a way out of no way.
Making a way out of no way. Ooh, I like
Yeah.
that. What's one habit that you have that you swear you will quit every year, but you don't?
I don't even know. I don't think I have any dirty habits.
Well, I didn't say dirty. Look at that.
Oh, okay.
American. Talking about American.
Oh, okay. I've got one. Reducing like my screen time.
Oh my God! Isn't that a human goal right there, bro? I'm gonna add
The
that.
other day, everyone checked their screen time in front of each other.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say how bad mine was,
Oh my
but
God.
let's just say it had the worst reaction. And in my
Yo.
defense, a lot of it is to do with work when I'm interacting with people.
Yeah, it has
music-wise.
to. It has to.
When I'm posting content and things like that. Because there's times when, even if I'm praying and fasting and I say to myself, oh, I want to come off social media, well, I can't do that because I have to post and promote things. So it is hard, but I guess there are ways that I could probably find where I'm not giving my excuse saying that I have to do it. I can do it in different ways. So maybe that.
Oh my God. Let me write that down for myself. If you had to give a TED Talk on something that you're not an expert in, what would you confidently talk about anyway?
Something I'm not an expert in. Oh, that is a good question.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an answer to do it. Just don't want to be boring.
Because there's always somebody talking crazy about something they don't know anything about, or they think they know about. I got a friend. He talks about cars all the time, but his car is always broken. Like, this guy's serious. But
I mean, I think I'm a very good waffler. So
explain.
it would be as in like I can talk about something
Oh,
for a while,
okay.
and after a while the information may be dwindling, but you may think that I still have some knowledge in the bag. So,
like subject, you sound confident enough, like they believe you.
Exactly. You just have to speak with confidence. And
Nice.
I think, I don't know.
That's all right. It's all good.
We'll come back to it. I'm going to think in the background.
I hope we come back to it. The most unnecessary thing that you ever Googled at 2 a.m.
Most unnecessary thing. Probably like checking someone's time zone. If I'm going to call someone just to check that it's a suitable time.
That's necessary. So you don't hit them up at like 8 a.m. and they're still in bed,
Or it might be something silly, like I've seen a TikTok and I searched something about it. I like get really weird TikToks. I like to watch.
Oh, no.
I don't know if you've seen them, but those videos of things like rolling downstairs until they break, and I watching people cleaning carpet.
Those
They're
are
just
like
a guilty pleasure. And like watching people crush different items and seeing which items break or not. So it may be something. I'm very nerdy in the sense that I like to know the science behind things. So I may see something and go, oh, how does that work scientifically though? And then that would be the Google search.
Yeah. No, I don't go on TikTok. I'm there, but I don't go on TikTok. It's like,
keep it that way because you just get stuck.
That rabbit hole is nuts.
I'll go 5 minutes.
That rabbit hole is nuts. That's why his screen time is crazy, like on the low. Well, it's been really nice to talk to you. And
thank you for having me.
Yes, definitely. And, I can't wait for the new music. For those who didn't get a chance to watch the videos and hear the music, this is Yelé on all the platforms. Definitely want to tune in. really, And again, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you
definitely
too.
set it off for us. Let's go. And one last thing. It's a crazy world out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
But what is your message to it?
My message to the world is the life that you want to live is out there waiting for you to live it.
I feel like you just bought that. I feel like you just bought that. Oh my God, Yelé, thank you so much for talking to us, letting us know a lot about your background, sharing your music with us, and can't wait for the next one.
Thank you for having me.